Hello, today I am going to discuss analysis of K-means algorithm in data mining.
Before going to the concept of clustering, we need to understand what is cluster. Cluster is basically a collection of similar objects, and clustering is a technique of dividing a large group of objects into a number of groups such that the objects which belongs to the same group are more similar to one another or show similar behavior, and the objects of different groups are most dissimilar to one another. That means that the data elements in one group show similar behavior with the data elements in that group and shows dissimilar behavior with the data elements in the another group. And one important feature of clustering is that it is basically an unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning means we don't have the prior knowledge of the classes of the objects. Like in classification, we have the class index and we need to classify the data according to that class index. In the case of clustering or in the case of unsupervised learning, we don't have such kind of knowledge initially. Therefore, the process of combining the objects into the classes is basically called as clustering. Now, I'm going to show the steps of K-means clustering algorithm. The first step is it randomly chooses the key objects from the dataset. Randomly choosing key points means that we need to randomly select two objects, or we can say that the key objects as a cluster centroids. And then we need to calculate the distance of other data objects from those key points. The key here represents the number of clusters. Like we need to group our data into two clusters, then the value of k will be 2. If we need to group our data into three clusters, then the value of k is 3. After that, after calculating the distance of each data objects from those cluster points, we need to assign each point to the group with the closest centroid. That means we need to assign the data objects to the cluster in which its distance is minimum. After that, we need to recalculate the centroid. After this grouping, we need to recalculate the cluster centroid. Then this again we need to calculate the distance of each data points with the calculated cluster centroids. This process is continued. This process is repeated until there is no change in the position of the centroid. This thing we will demonstrate this thing with the help of one example. Let's see, I have taken one data set in which I have 5 persons height and weight data, and we need to divide this data set into two clusters, that is the value of k is equals to 2. Firstly, I have selected the two cluster centroids. I have chosen person 2 and person 3 are the two cluster centroids, that is C1 and C2. C1 here is 120, 32, and C2 is 133 with respect to 33, 113 with respect to 33. And we need to compute the Euclidean distance between these cluster centroid and each point in the data. Now, after calculating the distance, we have come up with this table. In this table, I have calculated the distance of each person from cluster centroid C1 and the distance of each person from cluster centroid C2. By analyzing this table, the person whose distance is minimum to C1, I have classified or I have clustered that person into cluster number 1, that is person 1, person 2 and person 4, as having person 1 is having the distance 52.3, person 2 is having the distance 0 from cluster C1, and person 4 is having the distance 70.4 from C1. Similarly, the person 3 and person 5 are grouped together into cluster centroid 2 because the distance in cluster centroid 2 is less than the cluster centroid 1. After that, we have again redefined the cluster centroid. For redefining the cluster centroid, what we have done, we have taken the weight value of person 1, person 2 and person 4. I have taken the average of those weight values, and similarly I have taken the height values. I have taken the height values and weight values of those three persons which are clustered into cluster centroid 1, and and I have taken the average of those values. In this way, I have calculated the cluster centroid 1 and cluster centroid 2. After that, again, we have calculated the distance and reassign the cluster points into the two new cluster centroid. In this way, the process is going again and again until in the previous iteration and in the next iteration, the cluster centroid positions are same. That is, the cluster centroid, if the cluster centroid are at position 154 with respect to 54.3 and 110.5 to 29 in the previous iteration, and then in the next iteration again I am getting the same values for cluster 1 and cluster 2. This point is basically known as a convergence point. That means we no need to calculate the cluster centroid again, and now the data objects are basically clustered into their perfect positions. Now, I have shown here the flowchart of the clustering algorithm. In this case, similarly, firstly we will take the number of clusters. We will take the k value as a cluster centroid. Then we will calculate the distance object to each data objects to that cluster centroid, and grouping of data based upon the minimum distance. If the no object move into the cluster, then that means when no data objects move, that means that the cluster centroid are remain same between the last two iterations, and that means we have achieved the convergence line. And in this case, we will get our clusters. The tool here we have used is Java JDK, and the Java JDK language we have used, and the tool used is NetWeav, and we have taken Weka as an external library. Now I am going to demonstrate that project into NetBeans. Firstly, I have created the project into NetBeans by clicking on File, New Project. And then I have created some packages in which we have taken the clustering algorithm, we have created the graphical user interface. In order to run the algorithm, in order to run this project, we need to click on graphical user interface GUI1.java, and we have to click on run file. In order to run any project or any file that contains the main program, we just need to click on the right click on that file and just click to run file. After clicking on that, I am getting one graphical user interface. In that interface, we need to upload the dataset. Now I am going to browse the dataset. This section shows the content of the dataset. In here, I have chosen erase dataset. This is basically present in the Weka's library. Or you can also download this dataset from UCA repository. Now I'm going to click on the next button. Here I have added some filtration steps. That is, we need to just change the data type of numeric data into the nominal data. After that, here I am going to specify the number of clusters. Let's suppose I need only 2 clusters. Then after adding here the 2, this 2 is basically the value of k, which I have shown you in the presentation. That is the value of k. Like here, we need to randomly choose the k data points. K is basically the number of clusters. Here I have added the number of clusters too, and then after applying the k-means clustering algorithm, I am getting this results. Here, the number of iterations that is performed is 4. That is, after 4 iterations, the cluster centroids achieves the convergence point. Here I have shown the sum of squared errors. After that, this is basically shown the cluster centroids. Like we have 150 instances of data, out of which 97 instances are grouped into cluster number 0, and 53 instances are grouped into cluster number 1. Similarly, after the 4th iteration, we have shown these kinds of results we are getting. And here I have shown which cluster is assigned, which instance is assigned to which cluster. Like the first sum of the clusters are assigned to cluster number 0. Some instances 99, 100 and 101, they are assigned to cluster number 1. They all are basically by using the functionality of these steps. Like firstly, we need to we need to randomly select the k points, then calculating the distance and all. Now after that, I have calculated some other parameters, like out of 150 instances, how many instances are classified as correctly or how many instances are classified as incorrectly. Okay, after that I have calculated the accuracy, root mean square error and F function. And this way you can also change here the number of clusters, like we can say to the 4, 5, 6. Similar, in this way we can perform the k-means clustering.